right, so now that you've wire wrapped and you have your stone set and trapped however you want, now you have to think about, how do I want my chain to be? And when we think about a chain, a lot of times we think about like chain links, but I want you to get outside of that box because that's not necessarily what you're gonna make. You can add links to it, but I want you to think of the links as being a line in space that's connected. And so your links or lines in space can be long, they can be curly, they can be bent, they can be geometric. As long as there's two loops on the end, you will be able to link them together to create a chain. And I'm gonna show you just a couple techniques, but from there, it's really, the world is your oyster. There are so many things you can do. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm just gonna show you how to make a loop. It's very similar to how you made a loop when you were doing your wire wrapping part. So I'm just gonna use the end of my pliers to create a loop. Now from there, I'm just gonna make a squiggly thing right now. So I'm gonna hold the pliers and I'm gonna use the pliers to create some sort of design. And my design's gonna be, inspired by what my overall design for my wire wrapping design is. So if I was to take this and cut it and then spiral it in, I'm gonna show you what it looks like in just a minute. I just gotta bend it, bend it. Look, I've made two eye holes, little loops, and then there's a design in there. So if I took that and I made something similar, starting with the loop, I tend to go from one end to the other. Now, if I'm doing like chain links, I can make them all the same, or I can make them have a similar design, but not have them be completely the same. It's up to you what you want your design to be. So you decide from there. So I'm just gonna make something similar. And just gonna loop it. And so I gotta cut it. So you have to kind of cut it with these pliers before you loop it all the way around, because these snips are on the inside of the plier rather than the outside or the tip. So it takes a little bit of that. So now I have these two links. Now if I was to put them together, one link would be up like that. So the way that I solve that problem is that I want to take this loop and twist it 90 degrees. So now my loop is twisted at 90 degrees. So it's up and down here, and then it's flat. See? So I'm gonna open that up a little bit, and I'm gonna connect it. And I'll show you what that looks like. Moves like a chain. So it's really up to you how you want to do this. Now, if I have something that's more angular or more geometric, I could take this. I always start off, I make a loop, and then from there, I go, okay, well, I'm gonna make a design that's more geometric. And how do I do that? Well, I could make it more, I can make it like have more like square type shapes if I want. It just all depends on how I wanna use my pliers and manipulate my design into how I want it to be. Do you see where I'm going with that? It's all these different things. So what you would have is before you started this, you would have some sort of, design of a necklace, and then you can use the design as a guide for how you're gonna make your shapes. For example, if I had my design down here and I had my wire wrapping, and I thought, okay, well, I wanna make a design that is, kind of loopy like the one I made. I'm gonna draw it like that, right? I'm gonna draw my design. And I can even use that